Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to some Age of Empires 3, and we've got a bit of a peculiar map for you guys today. Basically, we're going to be covering some pretty wacky maps that are in the Age of Empires 3 map pool. Not necessarily on ranked, but just in general, and this is one of them. You may not have seen it before, but this is called Italy. And we've got Lionheart versus Mr. Bramboy over here. Bram going to be playing as the Dutch, Lionheart going to be playing as the Swedish, and he's saying, haha, you get so much line of sight. So let's actually take a look at his perspective, and yeah, you really do. And I believe that's because of the battery tower sockets here. So these are not constructed yet. You have to actually build them. I'm not sure if they're free. You may just have to build them with your villager. I'm not entirely sure how this will work, but we'll find out. But this is the map Italy, and you know, like, what is this? 5,000 HP walls surrounding the TC? It's gonna be an interesting game, this, because it's gonna be very hard to put any pressure onto your opponent in Age 2. And even Age 3 is gonna be hard without lots of cannon. So, you know, this could be a long game. Not entirely sure, maybe it's over pretty quickly, but, you know, we'll have to keep an eye on that, because I have a feeling Bram's picked the better civilization here, because he is playing as the Dutch. Now, Sweden versus Dutch. Sweden has to move out of the map for the torps. I guess he can send in cards, right? And let's see if he's got, yeah, he's got 3 copper mines in Age 3, but then again, you're not going to be able to fit a lot of torps around, around in this sort of star-shaped base here. So he's going to have to move out the map to find his gold mines. We see not actually that many on the map. There seems to be four on each side. It seems like Bram's actually got a I don't know, I guess there's 5 on each side, but you know, still not that much gold for Sweden here. But Bram, on the other hand, he's going to be building banks. Now, banks are going to be really easy to fit nice and safe inside of this base. He can just chill in here. Right, Dutch don't use that much food compared to other civilizations. Their villagers obviously costing gold. So he doesn't need to move out of the map as much. So he's not going to be needing to grab that many hunts. He's not going to need as much gold because he's going to be building banks. Obviously, he's still going to be using quite a bit of it, but it's going to be much easier for him because he can probably just focus his concentration on protecting one area. For instance, here, because you got a load of hunts, you've got silver, and you got a load of wood, which you don't actually have a lot of wood in base. So, you know, Bram's going to be able to just look after this one area, whereas Lion, he's going to have to move out here, up here, down here for his torps. So we'll have to see how that does for him. But Lionheart going to be aging up now with the Naturalist, so giving himself the 2 villagers and the 2 cows. Makes the most sense here. You don't really want to be going for the tower and the 200 gold. It wouldn't really make much sense here, but let's have a look at see what Bram's going up with. He's going to be going up with the Quartermaster, so 400 wood for him there. Standard Dutch stuff. Because to be honest, Dutch can pretty much play this as standard as they want. Like, it's not really going to mess with their build too much. Lion, on the other hand, though, we'll have to see what he looks to do. Let's have a look at his deck. See what he's got in here. He's got March of the Hacker Pellets in here. He's only got 700 wood, 700 coin. So hasn't got 600 wood in deck. Does have Dominions. Obviously, the first card you're going to be wanting to send in a normal game playing as the Swedish. But we'll have to see. Maybe he looks to send something a little bit different here. But I would assume you would play standard cards here. We'll have to see, though, as we see Lionheart. He has moved out towards a silver mine. No player yet to build a battery tower. So it looks like players are going to be waiting. I'm not exactly sure how these work. Maybe you do have to pay for them the same way you pay for a regular tower. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to keep an eye out to see if anyone looks to build one. But it looks like Lionheart's still picking up some treasures here. Going to be sending through the 700 wood first. Okay, so not going to be sending Dominions first. Interesting choice. Usually we see this card being sent in first. One, because, well, you get 4 torps pretty much instantly. And 2, because then you can gather the 700 wood you send from your torps, because it enables the crate area gathering action, as you can see here. And also gives them a little bit more HP. And looks like he's going to be sending that in second. Actually, no, sorry. That is a different card. He's going to be sending in Ironworks next. So going to be giving himself... oh. I wish I could see what the chat said. I should have been paying attention. But Bram saying that's funny. Probably should have been paying attention. I'm sure you guys can go back and read that. But Lionheart going to be sending through Ironworks. Going to be increasing the gold from his torps, as we see here. Lion. That's quite a bit of damage. Have a look at that. Bram sieging down the gate. That is a lot of damage. I'm surprised by that. And Lionheart's wondering, how? And looks like Bram's going to be training up some soldiers now as well. As we see, he's got a forward barracks here. Is he going to be just going for age 2 play here? The gate is 1k higher than the walls. Oh, so it is, yeah. Oh, so it equalizes. Ah, okay. That makes sense. So Lionheart in this position could possibly think about building these battery towers now, just because, you know, Lionheart is going to be going for some age 2 play here. It's going to take a while for these walls to get burnt down. But it seems like Bram isn't even going to be going for the base, which, to be honest, probably should have seen this one coming. But the pikemen are going to be for the torps instead. And Lionheart, at the minute, doesn't have anything to deal with this. He's got himself a barracks down. Going to be training up some Carolians now. Let's see if Bram's got some skirmishers on the way. He does. 5 skirmishers on the way. As you see, back in the base, Bram, he's got his banks nice and safe in the base here. Honestly, I feel like Sweden's going to be one of the worst maps on this, one of the worst civs on this map. I feel like you could go for a lot of civs and have a nice start here without having to move out of the base too much. I mean, even something like Spain could be nice. As we see, Minutemen going to be called now. Explorer coming in, going into melee mode. Minutemen going to be able to pick off a couple pikemen here, it seems. Lion, unable to get the snare onto those pikes. But Bram's got 5 skirmishers on the way. Because he's going to be sending, or in fact, he's got 10 out already. 5 going to be heading towards the left-hand side here, picking off a villager. Looks like Lion's going to be trying to torp up some of the the mines on Bram's side, but pikemen from Bram going to be able to pick up this villager. Oh, maybe not. I mean, these are only 1 HP Minutemen, but Carolians are on the way now for Lion, so Bram's just going to have to fall back with those pikes, but looks like he's going to be going in because the skirmishers are here. Second barracks now coming down. Bram unable to get a full batch out there as he was housed, but not the end of the world. Explorer goes down. I love the Explorer skin, by the way, for the Swedish. Honestly, I love what they're doing with the Explorer skins in the game. Really, really cool. As we see now, Bram double producing skirmishers here. Minutemen gonna get taken out. Still some pikemen out on the field. Only 4 of them, though. Bram sending in the card now. Have a look at this. Bram sending through the 8 pikes in H2. So honestly, this is a great composition here for the Dutch. The only thing that can be a little bit of a pain is leather cannons. So we'll have to see if Lionheart looks to add in some leather cannons. We see Bram unable to finish off that batch, being housed once again. So let's see if Lionheart actually looks to add in some leather cannon, because that could be the thing to slow down Bram here. Carolian not going to cut it anymore. Too many skirmishers out in the field, and a cavalry switch at this point. Probably not going to be doing too much, just because there's so many pike out on the field. 4 already there, as well as another 8 on the way in H2. Well, H2 pike versus H2 Huss. When there's this many pike, you're going to need a lot of Huss to deal with that. Bram, in fact, is going to be adding in some Huss of his own. Have a look at this. Stable out on the field right now. So, I mean, I guess he's preparing to maybe deal with some leather cannons. If not, just look to raid a little bit. Keep on track of these torps. We'll take a look, see what Lionheart's up to. He's up to 15 torps. A few of them have just been burnt down, so only down to... Well, still at 14, actually, but is he building all of these next to gold mines? It looks like he is. So pretty decent there. Lionheart now going to be reaching the 3rd age. What did he decide to go up? I think it must have just been the fast age up. Now going to be sending the long-ranged snap lock upgrade for his Corollians, which is a bit of an interesting choice there. A little bit surprised by the fact we're not seeing 2 leather cannons. I mean, sure, the extra range on your Corollians is nice, but versus skirmishers, I feel like that doesn't do too much. But we'll have to see what Lionheart looks to do with that. As we see, is it just going straight industrial? I'm sorry, Lionheart. What is going on here? I mean, he's got to be, right? Interesting upgrade to send. I guess snap block into heavy cannons or Svi Lifeguard possibly. We see he's only 100 food away now from that age up. Bram, on the other hand, going to be going towards age 3. As we see, he's now clicking up, going with the Exile Prince, so getting the fast age up in. Lionheart, on the other hand, already going to age 4 with the Engineer, which I believe gives you the 2 Falconets, if I'm not mistaken. So, going to be going for some cannon finally. Definitely what you need up against this composition from the Dutch. I'm going to be reaching that 3rd age very, very shortly. So I feel like here, Lionheart hasn't really played to his map, as we see nothing really in the base here to protect. I mean, sure, you got your barracks in here, your TC, and a couple torps, but apart from that, everything else is outside of the little star shape, which is where I think Bram's played this really well with his civilization picks, right? Four banks in the star, in the Italy star, which means, you know, it's going to be very, very tricky for Lionheart to siege any of this. And he's actually put his houses in here as well. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And I like that as well. You know, just keeping everything he possibly can safe. Whereas Lionheart, he's had to build everything outside of the base because, well, there's only 1 gold mine in the base. So, yeah. Little bit of a poor choice of civilization here, but Lionheart's definitely not behind at the moment. As we see, he gets the 2 Falconets from the age up. He's got tons of Corollians, which are still age 2, sending in a factory now. Interesting choice. Also grabbing his veterancy upgrade. I'd love to see the age 4 upgrade coming through as well for these guys. Those 2 Falconets going to be heading forwards here. Bram's done a good job this game just keeping that torp count really, really low. As we see, Lion is now down to... I mean, he's not actually doing that bad. He's still got 16, but he's had to invest a lot of wood into replenishing these torps. As you can see, quite a few berry bushes here. Or blueberry bushes, sorry. And now we've got the factory. Lion, please, I beg, build the factory in the protected area. Lion, what are you doing? I hope he realizes and puts it in here, not just plonks it down here, because that would be pretty bad. But have a look at this. Bram is completely cleaning up all of these torps. So we see Router now out on the field. Plenty of skirmishers out on the field as well. I mean, at this point, I think Bram can probably just dive in with the Reuter onto the Falconets and just let the skirms deal with all of the Carolians. Bram's going to be grabbing himself a Colv. Okay, makes sense. I mean, you probably want to bring your Vils back as well. But 2 Colvs, very nice. Love to see that. Oh, no, Lion. Oh, there we go. He's finally noticed. Let's see where he's going to be plonking it. There it is. Inside of the star. Love to see that. That's obviously a lot of time right there idled for that factory. Could have maybe got a cannon out in that time, or if not, quite a bit of gold. Gold is especially what he needs right now. Running, sorry, this is Bram. But yeah, Lionheart still needs gold. Needs food as well. Looks like he's running a little bit low on food. But we see now, Lion gonna be trying to push in here. Loses his first Falconet though. Bram gonna be able to try and get the second one. The second one sniped out by the Culverins on the back line. Now that means Bram can just move forward with these skirmishes, and Lionheart doesn't have anything to deal with this. He's going only Corollians here. Interesting choice, and we see here Torps getting taken out on the left-hand side. Villagers also getting taken out. Lionheart sending through his second factory now. Oh no, Lion. We're going through this again, are we? The next 5 minutes, this factory just going to be sitting here? Oh no. But it looks like Lion's got his factory set to coin. As we see, those Corollians do get taken out. They do manage to take out a Culverin with him, though. So not the worst trade if Lionheart's looking to get some more cannons, as we see that first factory been set over to cannon. Can he not fit it in the base? I mean, I guess it's still protected at the back here, but yeah. I'd prefer to see in the base, but it is what it is. Lionheart still with only Corollians here. They are guard upgraded though, so no, I'll take that. Skirmishers for Bram. Gonna be moving forward. Doesn't have a lot of siege here. We'll have to see what he looks to do about that. Only the one Culverin. Skirmishers. I mean, I guess he's gonna try siege us down with just his I guess he does have a big mass, right? So, and actually that's burning down pretty fast. That's faster than I thought it would be. But it's still giving Lion a lot of time here to get his army into position. We see he's building up his mass at the back here, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I mean, these are guard upgraded though. And he's also got quite a few of his upgrades. So he's got the snap block upgrade. Doesn't have Svi though. Svi could have been really, really nice here. Just because of the range defense, right? So at the moment we've got 20% melee resistance. 20% range resistance could have been huge here. When Bram's got everything ranged here. And Svi's especially nice up against skirmishers. For that, pretty much that reason. Lionheart going to be going in now with the charge. Trying to take out the Culverin right there. But he's going to be throwing away so much army for it. As we see heavy cannon about to pop out from this first factory. 2 heavy cannons also coming through. The timing here for Lion could be really, really nice. But Reuter's going to be moving forward. Looking to try and take out these heavy cannons. These guys need to go into melee mode. We don't have Minutemen. Lionheart used the Minutemen earlier to deal with the pikemen from Bram. And because of that, these heavy cannons going to get taken out very, very quickly. Bram needs to put these into melee mode, though. At the moment, they're still in ranged, but still able to deal a lot of damage. Lionheart is onto these skirmishers, so maybe not the worst trade. He's still got 2 of them alive as well. Look at the damage being put onto Bram right there. I mean, Lionheart, obviously not the best trade for him either, but behind this Lionheart is an age up. He's got 2 factories up. He's making heavy cannons. I mean, that was pretty decent for Lionheart, especially as that was like a card he used and a heavy cannon from a factory. He lost a lot of Corollians, but Corollians are pretty cheap compared to Bram's army. But Bram, you know, he's got 5 banks up. 40 vills. Lionheart, 26 vills. Looking a little bit rough. Also, only 13 torps. That's a little bit rough, but does have the 2 factories to make up for it. So, honestly, I think it's still looking pretty even. But Lionheart definitely needs to do something soon. The longer this goes on, the better it will be for Bram. Just because he's got the better economy at the moment. And if he can reach the industrial age, then they're going to be pretty even. So Lionheart definitely needs to find something while he's in the while he's up a tech right now. Setting in Severe Lifeguard for that range resistance. Going to be really, really nice for him. Bram bringing forward another 2 Culverins here. 3 heavy cannons in for Bram though. So, you know, it's going to take a while for these Culverins to actually deal with this. So we'll have to see what Lionheart looks to do. Factory going to be started to be shot upon there by the Culverins. Not a lot of damage though, so Bram's going to have to get real close here as we see heavy cannons firing off onto those skirmishers. Lionheart's about to have another heavy cannon popping through. Only coins set to this factory. So only making another one from the northern factory here. Oh, first heavy cannon getting taken out. Bram not going to be able to get another shot off. Lion's still got 3 of them alive though. He's now made a couple Culverins of his own. So now it really comes down to who's got the better micro here when it comes to Culverin management. So you see Lionheart's going to be moving around the left side here. Needs to be really careful with this though. He does have a gate here. But Lion can always, or Bram, sorry, can always run his Reuter around. And they're in such a big mass. They should be able to one-shot, but there we go. Lionheart takes out the first Culverin. Another heavy cannon goes down though, but now both Culverins are down. Lion he needs... I mean, he doesn't really need to keep these alive. He just needs to keep these heavy cannons alive. Reuters being kept busy by the Corollians. Heavy cannons also taking some shots onto the Reuter. And skirmishers just going to be falling back for the time being. So honestly, good trade there by Lionheart. Takes out both Culverin. Able to do quite a bit of damage there with the heavy cannons, but Reuter going to be running in, trying to get some damage. Oh, a huge shot right there from the heavy cannon. When all the Reuter clump together in between the fort, or the fort wall. And Lionheart still not building these battery tower sockets. I'm not sure how much these cost, but I feel like at this point in the game, they probably would have been worth it, especially when you're trying to protect something like a factory. Bram also not building any, but he's not really had any pressure on his side of the map. So honestly, understandable. But I would love to see Lion build even just one of these, right? Just this one right here has so much area that it will cover. It will protect the factories, it will protect his town center. But Lionheart looks like he's going to be having a little bit of an issue when it comes to his torps. Obviously, he's been struggling this game to even get to the maximum amount of torps, let alone stay at a high number. As we see, he's only got 15 up at the moment, and his first gold mine here is about to run out. Or the silver mine, sorry. This one's about to run out. He's still got some other ones, but they're all being protected right now. As we see Bram going to be moving around with the Reuter, going to be looking to pick off some vills. We see Lionheart only at 28. He's actually stopped making vills from the TC. I mean, a crossbow? What is going on? Why have we got 10 crossbow, Bram? What is going on? Are these H2 crossbow? I feel like that... oh, sorry. Lionheart, what is he doing with 10 cross... He's making more. Am I missing something here? It looks like Bram's going to be picking off quite a few vills here. But he's going to be losing quite a lot of his Reuter for it, though. But he's got the better economy. You see Lionheart back up to 3 heavy cannons. Even more crossbow through. Let's see if he gets the veterancy upgrade for these guys. Doesn't look like it. Just going to be training more. There we go. Veterancy upgrade going to be coming through behind that. As well as the platoon fire card. Just going to be improving his Corollians a little bit more. We see Bram just sticking it out in age 3 here, but stacking quite a lot of resources. He's got enough gold in the bank now to age. So honestly, by the macro here, he's got 26 vills on food. I feel like he could probably go for it. We see going to be grabbing a load of his arsenal upgrades as well. I don't think Lionheart's been focusing on that too much, but heavy cannon's going to be taking huge shots there onto the skirmishers. Lion taking huge shots right there. Another. What was that? What on earth was that? I'm sorry. How did that shoot that far? Oh, that was absolutely ridiculous. And because of that, I mean, Lionheart's looking pretty strong now. Veterancy upgrades through for his crossbow. Is he going to be getting guard upgrades for his crossbow as well? I mean, this is looking pretty good for Lionheart right here. I'm going to be honest, he's an age ahead. He's got severe lifeguard through, so these skirmishers really not doing as much damage as Bram would have hoped for here. Plenty of culverins out in the field. Going to be, you know, even if he doesn't have the better micro here, Lionheart should always come out on top of this fight. 3 heavy cannons, 4 culverins. So many crossbow, lots of Corollians here. What's Bram got to deal with this? And Bram's going to be aging up now with the cavalry marshal. Also going to be training a load more units behind us as we see heavy cannons taking out one of the culverins. Other culverins going to be taking out Bram's culverins. So now we've got 4 culverins versus 2 heavy cannon. Oh, 4 culverins and 2 heavy cannons versus no siege whatsoever here for Bram. And Bram's going to be able to get another full batch of 10 through from the barracks right there. I mean, at this point, I feel like you've just got to, if you're Bram, you've just got to wait and grab the heavy cannons, right? Right, wait till you're age 4, grab the heavy cannons, and see if you can snipe the heavy cannons of Bram. Of Lionheart, sorry. I feel like that's all you can really do, right? As we see the age up comes through. Let's see. Bram. Oh, sending a factory first. Okay, interesting. So not going for what we expected. Going to be upgrading his Reuter. No skirmisher upgrade coming through quite yet. And Bram, he's going to be facing another 2 heavy cannons here. We're up to 4. But it looks like Bram's going to be running in here. Guard upgrade going to be coming through, making these guys now a little bit stronger. And look at the amount of cannon he takes out here. That is absolutely ridiculous right there. And now with the skirmishes, he's going to be able to follow this up. I would have loved to have seen 2 heavy cannons right here instead of the factory. 2 heavy cannons popping out right here. I mean, Lionheart does still have the culverins alive, right? So, yeah, I guess the factory does make sense. But either way, Bram is going to be able to absolutely clean up this fight right here. The crossbowmen are left here, taking out quite a lot of the Reuter, but honestly, it doesn't matter. Look at the amount of skirmishers that Bram's got here. I mean, to be fair, these culverins are doing a decent amount of damage to the skirmishers. Skirmishers still are H3, by the way. So, I mean, honestly, Bram, just buy a little bit of wood and grab that upgrade. But we can see how quickly he's replacing these Reuter. So damn fast. He's had to build more production on the right-hand side here. But Bram, he's got the eco behind this. We see Lionheart, he's up to full torps. Only 30 eco. And he is replacing the copper mines, or the silver mines with copper mines. So honestly, Lionheart's not looking terrible. But we see here, Red Lance is going to be coming through, taking out these culverins, or trying to. Maybe a little bit mistimed there by Bram. But we see here, we can just tell that Bram's got the economy advantage right now. Look at how quickly he's able to remass. 2 more heavy cannons going to get taken down just like that. Crazy the rate Bram's able to just replace this stuff. And, I mean, you know, Lion, he's not been able to get into this main base this whole time. We see factory set up inside, banks set up inside, houses set up inside. Lionheart almost did break through, but even if that was the case, it's very hard to siege stuff inside, right? It looks like Lionheart's going to be falling back for the time being. Still veterancy upgraded crossbowmen, so hasn't grabbed the guard upgrade for those. Could possibly have helped out up against the Reuters earlier on. Bram needs to be careful though. Doesn't have any culverin out on the field. Although it is grabbing the veterancy or the guard upgrade for it. Or the Royale, I think it's called. Culverin's Royale. Also going to be making a load of halberdier. I would assume this is just to be a little bit of a pain. Siege down some of these torps that are still laying about. And Bram? Oh, sorry. Lion is going to be building some more barracks once again. A little bit more forward this time. So going to have a little bit more of a closer reinforcement point. But have a look at the mass that Bram's got here. Looks like he's going to be grabbing himself the steam power upgrade here for his factories. Skirmishers, he's up to 32, 31 Reuter, and then 9 halberdier. And we see Lionheart, he's still just pumping out the heavy cannons. He's going to be grabbing light gun carriages? Really? Seems like an interesting upgrade to grab at this point in time, especially when you got heavy cannons. But Lionheart also got another TC up, so he realizes he needs to catch up in eco. But it's going to be very tricky for him to do that with a TC here. I assume Lion just was hoping that Bram wouldn't spot that. But we see here, heavy cannons taking another shot onto Bram's army. It still feels pretty even here, but I mean, I just feel like Bram's going to be able to reproduce his army so much faster. As we see here, Lionheart, he's struggling to get out batches right now. I mean, he does have some. He could probably get another 5 or 6, but yeah, eco definitely not at the point where he wants it to be. Still no guard upgrade for the crossbowman, by the way. A couple more culverins coming through for him. Bram going to be grabbing guard skirmishers now. Finally, that's exactly what he needs. Once that comes through, I think Bram's going to be able to push through here. We've also had the tulip speculation being sent through, which basically makes your banks a little bit better. Would love to see heavy cannons. I feel like heavy cannons here for Bram is going to be the game winner. So a little bit of XP away from that. We see barracks are going to get taken out here. Culverins. Bram. Okay, let's see if he can take out these. Oh, look at the amount of damage they do. He takes out one of them. Second one stays alive for the time being. Brings the culverin around. Lionheart needs to retreat back with this because he's not... I mean... Yeah, you need to pack that up and get it out of here. But we got Guard Skirmisher versus Veterancy Crossbowman. This is never going to go well here for Lionheart. As we see plenty of skirmishers being reproduced behind this for Bram. Plenty of Reuter. I mean, this is looking pretty rough here for Lionheart. We see culverins of his own do make an appearance, but only two. Two Culverin Royale versus two Culverin Royale. Who's got the better micro? Bram. He's already got them set up. As we see, first shot for Bram. Culverin on half HP. I mean, I feel like if you're Bram, you just pull the Reuter forward, no? Heavy Cannon does get a couple nice shots off, though. But look at this behind. We've got a full bat, or almost a full batch. We got 13. And with that, Lionheart calls GG. He realizes his eco is not going to be enough to deal with this. And his army, despite still having that heavy cannon alive, is not going to be enough. Especially with the two culverins still alive for Bram. So GG, well played over to both of these players here. I mean, Lionheart, you know, he was in a great position earlier on in the game. But Bram, he survived. He used the map to his advantage here with the Dutch. And he took the dub. If you did enjoy this game, consider subscribing, leave a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.